Hello and welcome back to Free Dad Raid Shadow Legends. We are on our main account, the Her To-Do List account. This is supposed to be a play on words. I don't know why I chose that for the name, but you just got to think of something creative that kind of sets you apart. Some people look at the name and they get it, some people don't. And I wanted to we're going to do a shard pull video, but I wanted to kind of show off my Harima. So I just rebuilt her for Live Arena. I am thankful enough to have two Harimas. So my second one is more of my Hydra build. So she has pretty good damage when it comes to her defense, a little bit of survivability with the 39. Good crit rate, good crit damage, good speed, good accuracy, good resistance. So this is kind of my Hydra one, and then like when you do Hydra, we actually have some bonuses. So almost bumps to 4,000, which I can probably upgrade that, but I've been really trying just to upgrade the speed on them because that seems to be the harder thing to get. So speed, but then better accuracy, better resistance, a little bit more crit damage on there. So that is my Hydra one, and I wish there was like a Hydra filter. But then my live arena, or just my arena one that just got rebuilt after she was incredibly too slow. I have one piece left to upgrade, but I don't want to use the silver yet until we get to the next one. About the same HP, double the defense. She has 182 speed, which is still lower than I would like her to be at. I really want her to get up to like 200, but I just can't get these stats yet with her. I could drop defense a little bit, but I like her defense being pretty high. 100% crit rate, or 101, 265 crit damage. I would love for this to go higher too. And then obviously not very good resistance and accuracy. Her buff that she does use, her debuff that she does use, is that defense, or is the A3, and it plays a provoke, but it cannot be blocked or resisted on targets from the demon spawn. You see a lot of those, so anytime I see a Duchess come up, instant one. Her passive is just incredibly good that they cannot inflict critical hits on this champion. They cannot land weak hits from this champion on the demon spawn. And then enemy ignore defenses are decreased by 50%. Just an overall beast. If we do get another one of her, I would not complain. I would probably just plus one her. Would consider plus doing, but the other one I think is really good for Hydra. We do have our 2 times going on, and then we have our 10 or 15 or whatever it's going to be for this Fatalis Blade Master. Uh, it's a limited time one, so that's why I will be pulling our 6. I think we are pretty close to the Mercy system, so we might get it. The last one we did get for a legendary on the Void was back in June, and we got this champion. She looks cool. She actually pretty fun to play with. She does a decreased speed, and then also has a 30% of placing a fear debuff on enemies, or for 1 turn on enemies with 20% or less. And then she can attack all enemies, put them in a stun, so it books up to 100%. After attacking, it has an 80% chance of decreasing if you do not land the stun. And then she can cleanse you and then fill each turn meter by 15% for each debuff. And then she fills, this one fills for a further turn meter for every fear, true fear, freeze, provoke, sleep, stun, or petrification. So nice, she can actually remove the petrification and then fills the turn meter a little bit more. And then her passive, she's just immune to sleep and then fills the champion turn meter whenever they get those buffs. She has a speed aura, pretty good one for all battles too. I've just been working on her masteries. I'm not really sure what to do. I know I wanted to do the defense one, but I don't know if I want to put her in support or maybe put like some War Master on her and take her into some content. She does have pretty good base stats for the most part. So I'm not too disappointed with it. It was actually during a 10 times for Terrace. And so I was like, okay. And then it popped a legendary, and I was like, ah, no. And then we are going to be pulling this Primal Shard. So right now, there is a Champion Chase tournament going on. And so this is the one where you have to get champions. So if you get common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, or the 1,000 for mythical, and then it's a little bit different for Void. So we're hoping to get at least a couple epics in our 6 so we can kind of chunk up here. We are going to try to go for all of these. I'd love to get a little bit more and get this legendary skill tone, but some odd reason on my account, uh, the clan that I'm in, I have a couple of guys in there, or girls, guys and girls, that I post what we each get from the clan boss. We each stack pretty high up on our clan boss, so we're all able to essentially just like one key the nightmare and then one key ultra nightmare. So like he's one. He gets incredibly lucky when it comes to his sacred shards. And then you got me. I do more damage than him, and he hates it. But my one key damage is better than his one key damage when it comes to it. I have one of the higher one key damages in the clan. Sometimes me and this person goes back and forth. We have the exact same comp. And then when it comes to nightmare, up here as well. So for my chest, for whatever reason, I get legendary books more than I get Sager. So right now I have 13. I just got done booking 3 champions because we got the Duchess recently. So I went ahead and booked Duchess. We're going to maybe book this one. And there was one more champion that I just got done booking. I guess it probably won't show up here, huh? Send? Upgrade? We did book Duchess. There was one more champion, but I can't remember. And then, well, there's 2 more champions. So we end up booking those champions. Oh, Nekmothar. So we booked Nekmothar, and then we also booked Duchess, Nekmothar, and then Tila for the Hydra boss. So we booked those 3, and we still have 13 legendary books left. So this account is incredibly lucky when it comes to legendary books. So I'm really just hurting on shards. I haven't got a sacred shard, it looks like, in 2.5 weeks from Ultra Nightmare, Nightmare, and Brutal. So that is kind of rough. And I've gotten in those 2.5 weeks, so we're looking at 17 days total, I've gotten 16 legendary skill books. A little outweighed. I would love these because I just don't have anybody that I'm willing to put books in right now. So hopefully we do. And I'm not expecting to get anything from Sacred, so I'm going to try to save this. I'm not expecting to get anything from Ancient because we did just get a Nekmothar on the last one. I am hopefully going to get something in Void, so here we go. First one is an epic. That's great. It's a Battle Sage. It's probably going to be instant food if I already have one. If not, I'll go ahead and save it for the Cursed City. Another epic. We're starting strong. Gala Longbraids is absolutely amazing in the arena. She can attack one enemy. She ignores target's defense. She can attack one enemy one time here, ignores more defense, ignores shields as well. And then she has a triple hitter. It grants an extra turn, has full HP after using this skill. So you build her fast so that way she's able to hit first. I do have one copy. I haven't built her out, I don't think, yet. So that will end up being food for the champion training that's going on right now. That is going to be why we'll probably pull our ancients too, because I just don't have enough food to complete the champion training. Relic Retender is a really good rare. She would be absolutely amazing on the free to play. Paragon would absolutely be amazing on the free to play. He can cheese. So what is it? This A2. So it's a book to a 2-turn cooldown. Okay, so it places an unkillable and a 25% increase attack, which is not super relevant here, on any allied target. So he can also place it on himself, drop his HP super low, and you can complete like the Nightmare campaign. And then you just have one damage dealer that has a higher attack, and then that boss just keeps paralleling this champion, but they can't kill him because he has an unkillable, and you just manual it so he continuously pushes on there. Then our last void for the day is also going to be a rare Gear Grinder. Okay, so nothing too crazy. Let's see where we are at. I think we got what, 2 or 3? Okay, so we got 2 or 3. We're at 900, so not too great. You can only do this from shards. It looks like you can't actually do it from soul stones. Yeah, you don't get anything for soul stones, which kind of sucks. I would have not minded to pull some soul stones in here. So let's go ahead and pull the primal. So these have a 0.05% chance for a mythical, 1% chance for a legendary, 16% for an epic. So we're really hoping at least for a epic. I have yet to get a legendary or a mythical. I don't think I've even got an epic from these yet. So I think I pulled maybe like 8 now. So we got a rare. So let's go ahead. We should be getting another one of these. We got that one from the Hydra boss. So let's pull some of these. All right, it shows there, so it's just 10 rares. We don't care. Let's go ahead and keep going. Unfortunately, I don't like how it, so we're gonna get one epic. So let's see what epic it's gonna be. Hey, Finchy's actually really good epic. He does hit pretty hard. So we have what, 7? So let's go ahead and pull the 7. Hoping, okay, we got legendary. All right. Dressar Blood Twin. I think this might be our 3rd or 4th maybe by now. What's an easy way to show this? Is it going here? Okay, so it's our 3rd one. We fused one and then we got 2 other ones. What are we at for our demon spawns? We're not quite there yet. So if we get another one, we'll be able to put him in there. So that was kind of a rare surprise. Hit gold. Mercy system, what? So let's see, we're at this. So let's go ahead and we're going to save this. We have enough silver for what I'm about to do. So we have our Lady Mikage fusion. We were going to wait to see if we could maybe get these, but I'm too impatient and I want to just use the champion. So let's go ahead and fuse. So it costs 2 million silver to fuse this champion. Wow. But 1,000 points on the champion chase. And we're going to have this champion to be able to level up. Nice part of this, she does come in at 6-star, which I did not know about. So I was kind of leveling food for this champion until I went back and looked to see if we could fuse her. Look to see which ones I needed before we started the video. So we got Lady Mikage, our first mythical fusion or first mythical champion on the account. Incredibly, incredibly good. So attacks one enemy, one random ally from the Shadowskin faction. So I will use her in the easy clan boss. I'd love to get a Minchinaki. That's what I was really hoping that legendary is going to be, but I don't have one. Once I do, that'll be who I'll throw in with her. But right now, it's going to be that second Harima, so that way they both attack. At the same time, the A2 attacks all enemies, decreases the duration of enemy buffs by 1 turn, then increases the duration of all enemy debuffs and all ally buffs by 1 turn. So it's going to decrease their buffs, it's going to increase their debuffs, and going to increase our buffs. Amazing skill. 3-turn cooldown, and then places a 50% increase attack and a 30% increase crit damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. Then teams up with all allies to attack a single target. Allies joining this attack will use their default skill. So like this is huge. Then she can metamorph, so she can't be locked out. So she might be one that we're just going to build as fast as we can. She does bring her own buff, so I don't want to be stolen. So I think I might put her in protection gear. I've been trying to level some protection gear with some speed to see what we can get to. So attacks one enemy, can place a sleep buff. So kind of like Sify, but it's not a irresistible sleep. So we'll try to get some accuracy in her. Then can decrease turn meter, attacks all enemies, places a stun debuff on them, and also decreases the turn meter. And then she can place increased accuracy and then removes all buffs from all enemies. So she can buff strip them too, and then places a weaken on them, allowing our HP nuker to hit harder. And then she has a passive at the start of this turn, decreases the turn meter of the enemy with the highest attack. So if she does cut in to like their speed tune, it decreases their attack and it's going to allow us for a chance to go. Once we ascend her, she'll get an increase of 80% accuracy, which is going to be really nice. I assume that Mythicals would have started with some accuracy on here and resistance, but they don't. Looks like in either form, so I kind of That sucks a little bit. And at the start of this champion's turn, removes all debuffs from the ally with the highest attack. So even if they do get CC'd, it's going to remove all of them from there. It's going to be nice. So we're going to be able to keep our damage dealer alive longer in Hydra too, because we'll be able to move all those poisons that go. We'll be able to remove the heal reduction if that champion does get targeted. So she is absolutely going to be amazing. Looks like everybody pretty much 4.5 all around. I'm surprised Sandoval wasn't higher with that sleep. I might look at building a Sand Devil team for her to see if I can get it going a little bit faster. She just doesn't have a revive, which I would have to bring a reviver, maybe like a Duchess. So I can definitely bring the Duchess there. We got that done. I do want to see before we conclude the video on what books we do have. We have 2, and we really want this cooldown for a 4 turn. So we got a 50% chance this happens. Does this champion training give you skill tones for books? So champion training, level them up, upgrade their rank, get your hands on huge rewards. It's not looking like. So this is purely leveling. So we won't be booking this champion yet. As you can see, I got a long way to go for this one. But after this, I should be pretty close to completing that. So this is 70. I'll be able to get another 15 from it. I don't even think I've grabbed these 15, have I? I haven't even grabbed these 10 yet. So let's grab these 10. We're 1 epic away from this legendary skill tone, so I guess it's probably not a bad thing to have. So let's see if we can get an epic here. Maybe another legendary back to back. Nope. So I think the thing that'll probably make me really mad if we get that 1 epic that we needed to be able to fuse another Tiatsu, because then you would get the points for Tiatsu also. Be able to get another one. Are we going to get any? If we don't, I'm just going to use mystery shards. I don't typically do that just because I'm not a saver. So I would rather just use these to get to there. So last one. Let's see if we can get an epic. No epic. So it does look like we're going to be a little bit away, but we have a couple more days of this, so the clan boss might be grateful and be able to get us some. We should be not too far, so not too far away. We'll definitely end up getting this one. We won't push any higher than that though, and then we'll just kind of start saving for other events, probably the next fusion or fragment, whatever they decide to do. And she might end up being, if I can get a hex in my normal team. So let's see, we're going to have Lady Mikage now in this team, but we're not going to have a Hex champion. We could take out now probably Venus. She did some burns for us. We also did burns here with more healing. So we might be able to take out Venus and see if we can get anybody with a Hex. But I think I only have 2 champions that do Hex. And they're both going to be used for this rotation with Mathrala and oops, a debuff. Where is Hex? Is this one Hex? This one's Hex. So we do have it in Kintum. Let's see if we have anybody sneaky in the vault. We did end up pulling her. We did not fuse her. And going to be a damage dealer. 50% chance if they're under Hex. Which one actually does Hex? This one, if we book it out, 100% chance of a Hex, and then also can put the decreased defense. That's nice. Attacks all enemies, ignores this. If they're under, places unkillable buff on this champion for 1 turn. If this target kills an enemy without Hex, places an unkillable buff for 2 turns instead if this champion kills an enemy under Hex. So I don't think this will proc for the Hydra heads. Resets a cooldown of this skill whenever a champion kills an enemy under Hex. Increases the champion's attack by 5% for each enemy under Hex. So this is going to be on a 4-turn cooldown. If we can get them on a decent set of Relentless, chance to get an extra hit is calculated individually by hit. Up to 2 extra hits. So maybe a 4-hitter on this. So that might be an option. A Kintum is an option. I think a Kintum is mostly built. So got him fast. Probably just throw some defense in him. He's got good accuracy. He's going to be good for, he has our book too. So attacks everybody 3 times, can put hex on him, and then he can do poison and basically like pop the poison and spread it for each hex that's on there with this one. So maybe we try to throw a Kintum in there. He doesn't bring the defense down, which kind of sucks for the rest of the team. We do have, what do we got? Increase has a chance of placing a hex debuff for 3 turns. So this doesn't actually attack. Increase accuracy. Do we need increased accuracy in that team? I do not think so. We're going to have to build her very heavy on resistance because she would end up being the tank. Doesn't bring anything else besides a hex. Attacks 4 times. So that's not an AoE. We do have this one. So we have it increases the duration of all buffs. And then attacks all enemies, places a defense down. So where's the hex? When attacking enemies under a defense down debuff, has a 50% chance of placing a hex. Has a 50% chance of debuff for a random debuff for a target that's and placing it on all enemies under a hex. Maybe not. Plays a perfect val on this champion. Attacks all enemies. Damage increases 50% for each hex. Attacks 2 times. Okay, so that's not going to work either. What do you do for a hex? Place an extra hit. Increase accuracy, then places a hex. This kit sounds oddly familiar to her kit. And then I think he is a random hitter. So yep, 4 times at random, chance to do a hex. We already used these 2. We need to finish masteries for her. Then she'll start hitting a lot harder. But I don't think this is going to be the option. It's either going to be a Kintum or this one, Marinix. The Kintum already built out, so we might just run it with a Kintum to see what it looks like with the Hex. Because if she's in there with a Hex champion, her single hits can spread to all the other champions. So we'll be able to do essentially AoE-ish type of damage. And she's a Shadowkin too, so she's got to join in on all the attacks with that and gets a quad hitter on her A1. So we have a single hitter here that has a chance to put a decrease attack on that champion. And let's see, on all enemies too, so they're going to hit not as hard. And then we have her that has a quad hitter. Each chance has a chance of putting a weaken. Then she brings an increased speed for all allies, so she's going to be able to help us move faster. I don't think we have an increased speed on this team yet. And then she would need to be some kind of a little bit tankier because she's going to put an increased attack. We do have a Duchess in the team, so maybe that's going to work. Maybe I'll look at it a little bit more to see if we're going to have another Hydra video, but that's going to be it. So we got our first Mythical Champion. We got another Legendary Champion with our shards, and we're able to get the fragments. So that is going to leave us at just 20 left. So we'll be able to do this champion training here. Or let's see, have we done the Fire Knight? We've done the Fire Knight. Probably just completed with the classic arena takedowns, obviously the easiest one. Champion training. I could skip these last 10. But then again, I kind of want to go for this mythical. Maybe go all the way. That's a lot of champions though. So I'll at least be able to get those 5. We have a Dungeon Divers. I hate Dungeon Divers, so I'll probably skip that. And then see what's left. But that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you do see a different champion that will be better with the ones that I do have for Lady Mikage, please let me know. I would absolutely love to get Michinati. He would be great for it. But these are the Shadowkin that I do have or had. I don't have her anymore. So that's going to be it for today's video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the content, and we will catch you in the next one.